Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up my future log planner for 2024 and discussing the functional planning techniques I use to help me stay organized. So come plan with me. And I've got this friction pen here ready to go, as well as some washi dot stickers that I'll use. Okay, you guys, so this is my yearly planner section for my catch-all planner. And at the front, I have the year at a glance along with a new important dates and holidays insert I made. I have some new habit trackers I'm adding this year and the future log, which we'll be talking about today. So for this future log, what I did is I set up a key to color code the items that I'll be putting in here. And what I did is I took a sticker sheet and added a piece of paper to it so it was a little bit thicker. That way I could put the washi dots on the back and then have the key on the front and just have them at hand as I'm setting things up. Last time I did this with the washi dots, that was kind of a hindering factor because everything was on the rolls, and so I had to have access to the rolls in order to add new items to my future log. So this year I created a key with a little sample sheet of colors ready to go so that I could just have it in my planner and plan at any time. I've already begun putting in some of the items here. The first category I'm going to set up is holidays. So I've already decided what colors are going to be for what topics. Right now I'm pulling in this kind of light pink color for the holidays. And the reason I chose this color is because that and birthdays often fall on dates where there'll be a chance for another item to be layered on it. Most of my other events and appointments are usually just one a day, which makes it a little bit easier. But as you'll see, as we set this up, there are a few that will overlap into multiple days with different categories layered on top of each other. Since birthdays and holidays are ones that I assume would be more likely to do that, I went for lighter colors on that, going with a light pink for the holidays and a light purple for birthdays. So like I said, we're going to start by setting up the holidays first. And I'm just going to pull in some from the rolls for the initial setup and use this new sheet that I made as a reference for what holidays I'm going to be adding in. I didn't add in all of the holidays. What I do here on my future log, it's kind of the place where I look for things that are really going to affect me. So yes, we know that spring begins in, March 21st or whatever. And that's cool, and it's good to have the reference there on the vellum sheet I made. But for the most part, days where maybe I will need to actually do something for my business, or there's a holiday where many people will be off, or that kind of thing where I just kind of feel like I need that on my schedule to just have it there as a reminder that there's a holiday. Those are the ones I'm going to put in. So it's the major holidays. Only a handful of dates, I feel, but just ones I wanted to include into my schedule. So as you can see, what I did is I put 2 dots down for each of the holidays. One on the actual month date, and then another one below in the lined area where I am writing out what that color dot corresponds to. And in order to kind of help connect those two, not just by color, I like to add in, of course, the date again at the bottom before I label what that is standing for. That way I know exactly what dot is what, and I can see at a glance like what I've got going on for the entire month, actually the entire first half of the year at once, and then I can also see what those items are. I also like that the color coding really can draw your attention when needed to certain items. So I definitely went for a little bit brighter or deeper colors for the other items that are more one-off rarity type events and appointments. that I will definitely need to not forget since they don't repeat. They're just like a one-time thing. So I'm laying in birthdays now for the entire year. And again, I'm using that lighter toned color, this one being a soft purple. During this process here, I'm referencing my old future log from 2023, just so I don't forget anybody's birthdays. But this would be a great way to have it set up. And then if you want to do a more perpetual, keep in your planner at all times kind of thing, you could add in a birthdays insert. So either you could skip this altogether, adding them in, or you would have that as a quick reference as well. So I'm just going to write these in really quick, and then we'll move on to the next category. When you have multiple items in the month with the same color, makes it more important that you label each of the colors accordingly so you know which dot corresponds to which event. Next, I will add in just a couple of dates that are coming up in the school year. I like to take classes in the fall just to keep my skills sharp, and I always love learning new things. I know I won't be able to participate for spring this year because we will be moving, but I do like to have it there on the calendar just in case there is a chance I can take a class later in the semester and fit it in. I'll also add in things that are personal, kind of to-do items that pop up throughout the year. The first couple here, like being my P.O. box rent renewal, domain renewal, those kind of things that I don't want to forget about, but only come up once or twice in the year. So need to have them there on the calendar so I don't forget. Just going to label those now, and I'm using the green for school and the blue for personal. I also just put down the wrong color for a holiday that I almost forgot, but saw it there on my future log from this year, which is Donut Day. I can't forget Donut Day. So I went ahead and added that in and fixed the color so that it was the appropriate color for it being a holiday of sorts. That day does affect me because I always plan for Donut Day. I always put a donut spread together at minimum and try to get donuts on that day. That's an important day. Can't miss Donut Day. So next we are into the back side here, or the last half of the year. I'm just going to keep plugging in things from this year's calendar that are repetitive annual events or to-dos and dropping those in. There will, of course, be some items that are not on here, including like my fall semester when that starts, things that I don't really have the dates for just yet, but that's why I have the dots there ready to go. So as those things come up, I can add them in. Just adding in a few more dots here in January because I've been keeping a list of things that are going to affect January 2024, including a few appointments that I have here. Let's write those in as well. Have the scrub color green tone as my medical color, so that is usually a very good visual for me. I have one here that is actually overlapping with another date. So the way that I handle that is I will layer the dots and offset them just slightly so I know that that date has multiple things going on, and then of course just reference down below. And that's pretty much it for my future log, you guys. A quick setup, but a very functional tool in my planner. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!